remove me from football. Who am I? I'm Curtis Collins, the CEO and founder of Collins Ave Football. I'm still in the mix. I'm still in the field. I'm still making plays. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting shit done. I'm still in the weight room. I'm still putting up numbers, actual numbers. Sales, business, customers, tours, you name it. I'm putting up numbers. I'm doing astronomical numbers. And I'm only 6 months in with this company. I ain't even a full year.
I was trying to sell a deal just like last week. Trying to run plays and run it up like the mathletes. It's in my DNA to have hope and make a way.
We back in full effect, man, with another episode. This will be episode 4, man. I'm super ecstatic to have this next guest on. But before I introduce my next guest, I definitely want to give shout-outs. Shout out to One Gold Media, Aaron and Allen. Shout out to X Hydration. Definitely shout out to another one, Craig James. That's my guy. Make sure you guys tap in with season 2 and check out that episode. But man, this is a special guest that I got on the platform. I'm really appreciative for him to come on and have this powerful conversation. CEO and founder of Collins Ave Champagne that will be hitting stores everywhere. Welcoming on my platform, Curtis Collins, man. Thank you for being on the platform, brother.
How you doing, bro? Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So, man, this is going to be a special one, man. We're going to talk a little bit about everything about, where Curtis is from, his upbringing, some of the obstacles he went through, and then some of the things that he's doing now within management and some of the things that you guys see right now with the champagne kickoff and some of the things with the fragrance as well. But, man, let's kind of just, let's rewind, man. Let's rewind and let's talk a little bit about, your upbringing. Let us know about, your intro, like, where you kind of reigned from, where you come from. Let us know a little bit about that.
Man, so I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, Hallville to be exact. That's on the west side of Indianapolis, man. I grew up there my entire life. I'm the youngest of 8 siblings, so I come from a big family, man. So teamwork make the dream work is a real thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, come from 2 loving parents, you know what I'm saying, and a big family, like my grandmother, grandfather. I actually got a chance to see all my 3 of my great grandmothers living at one time, so it was kind of cool, bro. So just being in a situation like that and just having that family background, family dynamic, I think it's important from kids, man, to have that, because I think that builds a lot of structure and trust and stuff. That's a little bit about where I grew up at, man, and that's really
most definitely. And I appreciate you talking a little bit about your siblings, your structure, and why it's important to have that structure and how it's gonna be elevating you in your growth. 100%. As you're through your youth and then as you're growing as a young adult as well, man. So that's very, very important. It's dope as well to see your great grandparents, bro. Like I probably only seen my dad's side, and I seen my great grandfather and I seen my great grandmother. But I know that's very rare for anybody. That's very rare to see. So that's dope, bro.
Yeah, it was dope.
So that I feel like that kind of let me know, man, about health, man. Like to have your great grandparents around, bro. I think that showcases like something was either in the genes or they was prioritizing health. Your family structure was very big on it.
I agree. I think also too, we live in a different day and age where we're so many things are implemented into our everyday diet or everyday lifestyle that we don't realize is harmful for us, even by the words that we speak to ourselves and speak to others. It's harmful for the body. That's actual scientific thing. And also, too, just like the music we listen to and things like that. So when I see movies like Sinners and stuff, that's super powerful to me because the movie is based off like how the spirits of music kind of control what we're doing and influence us so much. So I believe that. So all the things that we have access to, I think it's good and some bad. I just think we got to find the good in everything.
Most definitely, bro.
For sure.
And I think, too, man, with just, before even you coming on this platform and just me doing my research, man, I definitely felt that energy of you just having that just like go get it mentality, that hustler mentality. And I just wanted to ask you, like, we're just talking about, your siblings, your structure. I know we kind of talked a little bit off the platform, but kind of walk me through where does that hustle mentality come from? And then we'll talk a little bit about, your athlete journey as well, how that can be translated, how that can translate as well.
Sure. So my hustler mentality, I want to first give credit to my parents. You know what I'm saying? They definitely instilled that into me. You know, at a very young age, you know, they wouldn't give me a lot in the sense of like just giving it to me. I had to go earn it. And also too, man, I'm gonna be completely honest. My hustle mentality came from me just not wanting to be broke. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, I knew I couldn't do nothing illegal because, you know what I'm saying, I see what that path did to a lot of my family. So I was like, man, all right, how do I do something legal, but I also leverage myself? You know what I'm saying? And that's where I came into throwing events, throwing parties and stuff at a very young age. So just knowing my worth early, bro. I think a lot of people don't know their worth. And so they go in there and let people do or say anything to them. But like I knew at an early age I was him. At a very young age, I knew I was always gonna be him.
Most definitely, most definitely. And I want you to kind of, you know, speak on that a little bit more too. When you talked about the party promotions, what were some of the things that because even in high school we've definitely had parties being hosted at hotels. We have parties being hosted at somebody house in their basement. Kind of walk me through, like, you know, the spark that kind of came from that and some of the things that you learned essentially that took you into probably now, but kind of, I guess, walk me through more so in the early stages of why you was doing that and some of the things that you learned from party promotion.
So with party promotion, man, people don't realize it's all about experience. You know what I'm saying? You got to build an experience for people. And my first party I threw at my parents' house. You know, I asked my parents, I was like, yo, can I throw a party? So I was just like trying to make a quick dollar, and end up 500 people showing up to my mother's house and my parents' house. And, you know, and it was just kind of like, man, like, all right, how do I leverage this now? And so I just kept on events, and eventually I built a company out of it. The first company I built was called Stay Busy Productions. And, you know, it came and went, but it was cool because I saw the structure of how to build a company at a very young age. I learned about guerrilla marketing. I learned about boots on the ground. I learned about production. I learned about sound engineering. I learned about so much stuff in that process. So now when I have events or I have experiences, I like to call them, because none of my events are the same. I've never threw the same event. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a party promoter. And no knock to anybody that's a party promoter. That's not my lifestyle. You know, I gauge an experience, and that experience might be one time, and that's just what it is. But I want you to come and experience this with me for this one night only, and after that, if you want to come back for another one, cool. If not, that's all good. But I just want you to have a good time. That's it.
And I think too, man, what's so dope is that even at that age, you unlock the trait that a lot of people at that age don't get a chance to really like be aware of.
Facts.
It's like they don't stumble into it maybe like later on in life, which is like maybe in college or maybe, you know, once they get out of college, post graduation. And I think the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, you know, as we talk about you being a student athlete as well. So having that creative mind, this is one side, but then also being able to be a student athlete as well and blending that together, like that takes your drive even to a next gear, next level. So I don't even think we talked about it over the phone, but like kind of walk me through like how you kind of came about playing football. Like I guess in high school, were you playing multiple sports and then you narrowed it down to football, or was it always I'm playing football?
I was always a football head. That was almost my thing because I'm an aggressive person. Little less now since I'm retired, but I was always like an aggressive kid. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was playing flag football, I used to tackle the kids. I didn't even grab the flag. I was just going straight for the tackle. And so, you know, early on I understood like, okay, this is a sport that's going to probably be my main sport. Now I did play baseball, basketball, and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm not the tallest man in the world, so I knew basketball probably wasn't going to work out. So football it was, man, and I knew I excelled at it because it was one of those things where I could show my versatility. You know, I can play defensive back, I can play linebacker, I can play running back, I can play, you know, fullback. It was so many positions. I could probably even play quarterback my freshman year, or at least I tried to. I played in 8th grade, but it was just like, you know, just understanding that versatility. They say in football, your best ability is availability.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So once you understand that, you kind of like, all right, I can find my way on the field somehow.
Most definitely, most definitely. And I think, you know, with just, you know, as we move forward, I think, you know, talking a little bit about, you know, now we step into the I think what I want to talk about a little bit is really that understanding of what this platform, I'm gonna just break it down. So understanding of what this platform is, what sparked me to kind of get this platform going, bro, is that transitional phase of putting down or hanging up my cleats, putting down the ball, whether it's football or basketball, for anybody, any sport, and then identifying what your next passion is gonna be.
I got a saying for that.
What's your saying?
Even when I'm not in the field, I'm still in the field.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like
break that down for the audience.
Oh yeah. So when I say when I'm not in the field, I'm still in the field. Basically, like, all right, remove me from football. Who am I? I'm Curtis Collins, the CEO and founder of Collins Ave Football. I'm still in the mix. I'm still in the field. I'm still making plays. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting shit done. I'm still in the weight room. I'm still putting up numbers, actual numbers, sales, business, customers, tours, you name it. I'm putting up numbers. I'm doing astronomical numbers, and I'm only 6 months in with this company. I ain't even a full year.
I love what you're talking about because I think what you opening up, man, is really that mind expansion of just not just being locked into your sport, and that's what I'm trying to open up as. Even with having these type of platforms now, us going into technology base and having Instagram, TikTok, all of this stuff. So I feel like I'm very passionate about making sure things count, but making sure we make an impact. I'm not having this platform to rah-rah. Like, we're not gonna be just speaking about nothing, and I'm just on these and I'm just in front of the mics just to hear myself talk.
No.
I wanna be around impactful people that's doing impactful stuff in the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you said that. And I think it's really, really important for us, people who look like us, black men, black women, to really see the avenues of what we can expand in. And I think that's what we're gonna talk a little bit more about on this on today's episode. But yeah, man, I think, you know, as I talked about that, man, just understanding that, you know, once you get to high school and then once you get to college, you went to Notre Dame College. That was in
Cleveland, Ohio.
That was in Cleveland, Ohio, man. So kind of, you know, you talk to me about your journey there. You know, how was it? And then talk to me a little bit about your major that you selected. You know, of course we are. You know, let me not say we already know, but I want you to talk to us a little bit about that.
So I got a scholarship to play football at Notre Dame College, so D2 in Ohio. You know, I went there, man. I got recruited as a running back. I went there and changed position. I actually moved to nickel. So my freshman year, you know, I had the red shirt, and then the next year I sat on the bench. And that's another thing I want to tell people, like, bro, I wasn't always the guy. You know what I'm saying? I had to bust my ass to get here. You know what I'm saying? I really worked, bro. So I sat behind a dude named Onslow and just watched him for a full year, bro. Like, literally just watched him. I watched his practice habits. I watched what he ate. I watched what he would do when he got mad. I just watched everything he was doing at this position because I'm like, this is a new position for me. I've never played this position in my life. So who am I to feel like, because I'm taller than you or I'm faster than you, that I automatically get it? Like, nah, he was a dog. So I had big shoes to follow. So, man, I get into the position, man. My first year, I did kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I think I finished with like 50, 60-something tackles. You know what I'm saying? It's cool for my first year. I had like a couple interceptions, forced fumbles, stuff like that. So I was like, all right, it's cool. I got my first hang up. I was starting for this full season. Next year, I took off. You know what I'm saying? I went all conference, all of that. Took us to the semi-national championship down in Georgia. Did my thing, man. Led the team in tackles. Broke like 3 or 4 school records. Next year, did the same thing. I won our first 2 conference championships in school history. Shout out to Coach Jacobs. He's now head coach for Toledo now. My coach that was at Notre Dame, and Coach Brown. So shout out to them, man. They helped me out a lot. They developed me as a man too. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things, man, that I just learned, and I learned when I was in college, man. College ain't so much about being the toughest, hardest guy. Sometimes it's about the dude that just do his job the right way. Definitely. And I think a lot of people get that messed up.
And I think what you touching on, you dropping gems already. I think where the game is transitioning to, bro, it's a lot of. I mean, we've had it during our day and age when we was in college, but it was less of a thing. And what I'm getting at is you got a lot of cats that's going into school, and if it's not popping for them that one year, and if they sitting behind somebody and they watching. Hey, I want to transfer.
Yeah, you gotta
so that's
that
why
out.
I wanted you to, what you talked about, that shit was money, because I wanted you to like really like explain why it was so important for you to really sit behind somebody, really learn from them, and really get rid of your ego.
Yeah. So,
and then come into that next year like,
I agree.
You feel me?
So for me, bro, Because I thought about transferring when I went. I was like, man, I should get up out of here. And then I sat down, bro, and I realized, I'm like, if I go somewhere else, I'm about to do the same thing. And this one, the transfer portal, you had to sit out a year. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't just hop in and hop out, and you know what I'm saying? You couldn't do none of that. It wasn't no NIL. It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? All you had is film, and that's it. And you hope that the school took a chance on you. And most of the time when you transfer, you got a partial scholarship. You didn't even get a full ride unless you was like one of the big dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like a Ty Gurley or somebody. But it was like, man, but I learned patience very, very quick. Man, it challenged me. That was the year, man. I think that was the year I thought about committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? I was going through a lot. I wasn't playing. I'm sitting in the gym, just training all day. You know what I'm saying? Just going through a lot on a mental level, bro. And I was just, just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, let me really lock in and focus. And that's why I said I just learned so much, bro. And as a man, you need to learn how to sit down sometimes and really just watch. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me in this position now. I just sat back and watched, bro, for so long. I used to do, some creative work with Bel Air, and I sit back and see how they ran the company, and it was like, okay, I would do this different. I would change this. I would add this, and that's how I came up with some of the ideas I did with today with Collins Ave by just sitting back and watching, bro. And it was like, I'm cool with that. Sometimes you just got to sit back and watch, and then sometimes you learn vicariously through people. So if he fuck up on this play, I know not to go in and do the same thing. But people don't want to do that. They just want, I need to be the star. Now, sometimes you got to sit down, bro, get a notepad, take notes, lock the fuck in, and pay attention. Mm-hmm. And that's where it got me today.
Most definitely, bro. Yeah. Dropping gems. And also, too, man, before we get out of the athlete realm, I wanted you to talk a little bit about kind of like where your mindset was at just before you went, before you talk about the entrepreneurial route, just still kind of in that football state of mind, wanting to go to the league. And how was that for you? And then we eventually, talk about how your transition was.
We good.
But no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want you to talk a little bit about like where was your head at, your aspirations of going to that next level, and then we'll go into that transition.
So after I got done with Notre Dame, I moved to Virginia in the D.C. area to train for the draft with Coach Kavanaugh. Shout out to Coach. And he challenged me a lot on the mental level. It's a lot of stuff I learned about myself. But I used to sleep in the training facility, bro. And no, a lot of people didn't know that. I used to sleep in that joint, like not like overnight, but like I used to sleep in that joint till like I can get ready to go home. So the deal was I stayed at this lady house named Miss Rain. I'll never forget her. I appreciate it to this day. Shout out to Miss Rain. She let me stay in her house, but I used to stay in our daughter's bedroom because her daughter didn't live there no more. She like moved out and did some stuff, but she kept her daughter's bedroom. So I slept in a girl's twin bed, bro, a small twin bed. And it may have been a full size. But I slept in a small bed, bro, a woman's bed for 3 to 4 months, bro, to train for the draft. But the one of the trainers will come pick me up every day. And he would come pick me up, bro, every day, and we'll just go there. And I'll go through the whole training process. But I used to have to stay after because I used to have to wait for him to get done cleaning up because he was one of the trainers. So I had to wait till he had to get done cleaning up the gym. So it would be like 10, 11 o'clock till he got done cleaning up, bro. So I used to sleep. My boy Harrison, shout out to Harrison. He used to drive me to and from the facility every day, bro. But I used to sleep in the facility, bro. And I used to have to put in extra hours because I wasn't as fast or as like I could jump as high as everybody else. So I had to put in extra hours because that's what the trainer told me to do. He was like, yo, you're not going to get drafted or get picked up if you can't jump at least a 35-inch vertical, or you can't do this, you can't do that. Now, my film spoke for itself. I had crazy numbers on film. I did crazy stuff on film. But, like, the testing, that wasn't my thing. So I had to stay after, bro. And I kid you not, bro. I used to sleep in that facility, bro. It's like a little trash can. I used to head be by the trash can, bro. And I used to smell the funky-ass trash, bro. And I did that shit for 3 months, bro, just so I can get a shot in the league. COVID, no shot. But shit, I bust my ass, bro. Ended up getting a shot in the spring league, which is the UFL now. They changed it to the USFL, stuff like that. But I got a shot in there, ended up winning the championship, got some workouts with some teams and stuff like that. But yeah, man, my journey was crazy, bro. Like, and even with that, I ended up, winning the championship in that league. And then I went on to do some other stuff, man, playing multiple different leagues, bro. But it all brought me to here, bro.
It
taught me so much going through that journey because I just learned about staying down, bro, and busting your ass.
That part. That part, and I appreciate you talking about your journey through high school, through college, and then through that time of being in the professional realm as well. And I think before you got to the professional realm and as you was training and busting your ass, it's the part about really staying down and seeing things through. Because sometimes when you, like you said, man, when you are at a low level, wherever you at in life, sometimes it's very hard to just see the other end.
Yeah.
And when you can't see that other end, sometimes your mindset is almost saying like, man, we ready to give up.
Yeah.
But you really, and that's where you challenge your mind of like, man, it's blurry right now, but we still gonna step. We gonna put one foot after the other.
I'm delusional, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm probably the most delusional out of my friends. I'm the most delusional person.
But that's what makes the most creative people.
Yeah, I don't care about none of that, bro. The way I go about stuff, bro, may seem off the scale to people, may seem obscured. It may seem,
but it makes the most sense to you.
Oh yeah, it makes a perfect sense to me because I know at the end of the day, it's an end goal behind this. And if you understand that it's end goals to what you're doing in life, bro, no matter what it is, it can be even, you can be painting walls.
Yep.
But if you know you painting these walls to one day to paint the White House,
we gonna talk about that too, because that's where we gonna talk about. But that's where it come into, if people are not as, well, what do I want to say? I don't know. If people is not as analytical or as creative thinking as you, that's where people can come in and say, we not bought into what you think. You feel me? And that's where you really have to come in and create your own action. And then it's going to come back in fruition to be like, damn, he told me this about 2 years ago.
I got homies like that done said that. They was like, bro, you was telling me this.
But it's like, I can get where they coming from because they don't think like that.
I do too. Now I do. Earlier I did. I used to think they was hating. Now I had to realize like, bro, you just ain't understand the vision. And I don't think you was hating. I think you just like, bro, like, the hell is you doing? But I understand now as I mature and you know what I'm saying, I'm stepping into this new day and age. So
walk me through, I talk about it. I talk about it a lot with any of the, former athletes or even current athletes that are on this platform, because there is a day and a time where we have to put the ball down and look into that next journey of whatever we make our passion to be. So kind of walk me through, like, how was that transition for you? I know we talked about it, but I want you to talk about it with the audience of like why it was what it was for you, and probably go back to the clarifying moment of your early days of party promoting and doing things of that nature.
So you want me to explain my transition,
and then just kind of break down to the audience why it was seamless or easy transition for you.
So my transition, I think my last training camp was in 2022. I did this stuff called the Major League Football League, and it ended up folding in the middle of training camp. And man, I was down in Miami, man. I literally, after the camp folded, bro, I just got on a flight and flew to Miami to stay at my man's Khalil. Shout out to my boy Khalil. He let me stay at the crib for like a few days. I think I stayed there for like 4 or 5 days, and I was just at his crib, bro, just trying to clear my head, see what my next move was going to be. But I was like, F it. I'm in Miami. I'm about to go out. I'm about to go have fun. And, I just started thinking about what I wanted to do, man. And at the time, Khalil was, I think he was just beginning his role. He's Lil Wayne's manager. He's been Wayne's manager for like the last 5-6 years. So he had just began his role as I think he was his assistant at first. And then he transitioned to his manager.
What does A&R stand for?
Artist relation.
Is that kind of in that?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay, my bad. I just wanted to ask that quick.
Yeah. No. It's a little different.
Okay.
They along the same lines as far as like the management part, but it's different. But I was, you know what I'm saying, I was talking to Khalil, and I was always into music. I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying, musically inclined. In the sense of like playing an instrument or like writing raps or nothing, but I can hear music from party promoting. That's how I got into music, from party promoting, because I will play certain songs and I'll see people reaction. I'm like, oh, okay, this make y'all act this way when I play this. Or if I play this song, this make y'all do this. If I play this type of music, make y'all do this. And then I start understanding transition songs. You can't play certain songs and then play this song because it messes up the mood that somebody's in. So if I'm playing like R&B vibes, I can't go play Lil Jon, fuck the club up. Like, nah, if I'm playing, I'll go play like some Don Toliver, and then it's Trey songs, and then I'll go play something with like Migos singing, and then I'll get into the rap. It's a transition. Like it's like you purposely writing out what's going on. You documenting. Yeah. So I understood music so sonically from that point of view. And I used to burn CDs based off what mood I wanted, what time I wanted the party to go up, the peak. You know what I'm saying? That's why people like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club at the peak hours. That's where that comes from, because you understood when the party's at the height around this time, this when you need to be playing the best music. So I got into music management. And it was seamless, man. I already had some relationships, and I kind of already knew something about the game because I managed a couple artists. And then, man, I got into the space, man. I loved it. And then after a while, I didn't start hating it, but it just came too much of a hassle at sometimes. And I was just like, man, this is draining. I don't mess with this. I felt like a glorified babysitter at times. You know what I'm saying? And it's not with all the artists. It was just a work. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to keep constantly calling people. Yo, did you send this email? Did you do this? No, I just didn't like that all the time. So it's like, nah, this wasn't for me. But I learned a lot from that.
Yep. And I think, kind of going from there, I guess I would say, kind of going from there. So that would be a little bit more of that was more what you just talked about. Would that be more surrounding like the corporate route? Like, was that like a corporate dream of just managing artists at the time?
I wanted to be an A&R for a record label.
And that's the reason why I had asked you about A&R.
I wanted to be an A&R.
Or a creative director, whatever it may be. And then at this point, did it kick in to say, okay, like I'm ready to be an entrepreneur and kind of like...
I was always an entrepreneur because I always worked for myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I never like went into a management company and worked up under somebody. I created my own. I called it creative culture. You know what I'm saying? Because I was literally creating a culture as I was going. Like, building an artist is creative. It's a creative process. Like, you pick out their clothes, you pick out their image, you help them with music videos, you help them pick out songs. That's what an A&R do. He kind of help you basically like structure your project, and it kind of help you like build you as an artist, or this artist relation that you was doing. Like, you kind of helping them grow their brand, their sound as an artist, and you kind of just managing that whole process.
Yep. And with us speaking about, a little bit of, taking the charge within management and understanding your vision behind, artists specifically. I guess walk us through the importance of that's what it was. So it's a few things. So walk us through the importance of what you seen from the cultural intertwine of being an athlete yourself and then managing these artists, and then the importance behind garnering these relationships. So you were able to dabble in this space of understanding music and how it gets people moving. Yeah. That was one piece. And then after that you started to understand like, okay, like I wanna manage artists. But then it probably kicked of like, okay, like I can see how both of these spaces kind of are the same. So kind of walk us through that, and just and then also just the importance behind the relationships that come from it.
So think about when you go to basketball games, right? Who be sitting courtside?
Celebrities.
Usually like artists, rappers, actors.
Yep.
But it's usually like artists and stuff. You go to Lakers game, you'll see, you know what I'm saying?
Movie actors.
All types of people. You go to the Knicks game, you'll see Cardi B, you will see, you know what I'm saying, Stephon Diggs, you will see 50 Cent. You will see a lot of artists like to go to sporting events, bro. Because at one point in their life, a lot of them was probably athletes.
Right.
Or aspire to be athletes. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like rappers want to be athletes.
And athletes
want to be rappers. Think about all the big name athletes, Kobe Bryant, RIP, Allen Iverson, Dame Lillard. You got all these athletes that like to make music. You know what I'm saying? What's dude name from Charlotte?
The rapper Miles Bridges.
You know what I'm saying? He be dropping projects, and some of them be fired. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Miles Bridges.
He a Flint dude.
Yeah, Flint dude. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's, when you understand that, man, and you kind of understand like the symmetry between the two, you're like, okay, there's a lot of synergy between artists and music. I mean, artists and athletes.
Yep. And appreciate you breaking that down. Now I kind of wanted you to talk a little bit about so with you having this marketing background, and I hear it a lot within marketing too, activations, so I wanted you to kind of talk a little bit about it, but then also educate the audience of like, what is an activation and what did that look like for you once you started to put your boots to the ground for, these relationships that you was managing?
So I'm kind of backtrack on that. So the relationship stuff came from like working in the with music and athletes. You know what I'm saying? I used to manage athletes as well, and you know, people want to book athletes for stuff, whether it be commercials, for photo shoots, commercials, anything like that. They want to book them for it, or public appearances. So you would help kind of facilitate that relationship in getting what works best for your athlete or your artist. You know what I'm saying? What brands work, what TV shows, whatever this looks like. You would kind of help facilitate that. And then you'll build a connection with them because you're constantly talking, constant email, constantly on the phone talking about your artist, which is considered the product or the client. And so I always kept a lot of those relationships because I'm like, man, I want to go do my own thing at some point. And I always kept strong relationships with all of them, man. So that kind of helped a lot getting into that. And then what was the other part of it?
It was, what did I say? I think I had talked about, was that the activation?
Yeah, the activation. About? No, that one I wasn't talking about. I was just talking about the relationship part, but I couldn't speak on the activation.
The
part.
Activations is what I think I
so
asked you.
I hate activations.
Why?
I hate that term because it's so like.
I actually like it.
I'm gonna tell you why I hate it. I hate the word activation because people they treat it like minuscule. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like, think about, oh, Red Bull doing the activation. It could be them putting up a sign that says Red Bull and them giving out Red Bull and you just walking away and they don't say nothing to you. And it was like, oh, we got Red Bull for free, drink it. But think about an event on experience. When you go to an
that's
experience,
where I was thinking about it from.
That's totally different. Now, activation and experience are two totally different things to me.
Okay.
So when I hear experience, that's why I always call my stuff Collins Ave Experiences because this experience will never be like the next one.
Right.
And you gonna get something out of it. You gonna meet somebody. I tell everybody at my events, yo, if you leave here without a phone number, an Instagram, an email, or something, you was bullshitting.
Yep.
Don't come to my events and not get connected with nobody or get plugged in.
Exactly.
That's what I'm here for. Use me. You can throw my name in any room. If you go in a room, throw my name around. Be like, yo, I know Curtis Collins. All right, cool. Yeah. Oh, that's your man. Say less. Do that. Please do that. Because now I want you to garner the experience or the leverage that I had for you now.
Exactly.
You go. I don't want to always have to call on your behalf.
Exactly.
I don't want to have to do that. I want you to. I'm gonna call on your behalf one time.
Exactly.
After that, you should be able to. You should be the plug.
Good. You should be
and
good.
that's how I like to do it.
And I appreciate you for giving that perspective because I think when I looked at it from just a surface level of maybe just marketing, but also when we talked about boost to the ground, I consider myself a person that's boost to the ground. So like these episodes that I'm doing with guests, I'm looking at this as an activation of like,
okay. I see,
you see what I'm saying?
I get that.
So I might have a lead. I might have somebody say, oh, you should interview him, or I might have interviewed your friend, but it's the part of the surface level of just of making that connection. You have to seek to understand that person, and you 100%. Have to come up with a framework, a developmental plan of
Agreed.
Why he gonna be on this program.
Agreed.
And then he on here. Oh, that's the activation.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I was looking at it more so from I guess my view of what I thought it was, but more so from your view of having more marketing hands-on experience. I can most definitely see how companies can just use that word and just.
They just throw it out, and not saying that all brands or the activations are not good, but it's just like you're not putting a lot of effort into activations because, like I said, they can just throw up some signage and a little banner and like and have a DJ playing some music and call it an activation. Like, nah, I'm not. That's not my thing.
Most definitely. So as we dabbled a little bit into creative culture, I wanted you to, so we talked a little bit about the developmental framework that you were doing for your clients, which is, that was some good insight for people to kind of know. But also I wanted you to talk a little bit about the areas of focuses for your clients. I think you talked about it a little bit, but I can't remember. But I think what I had now was just kind of I think it was the financial realm, the media realm, clothing, alcohol, which we're gonna get into. So kind of take us into the mind of Curtis Collins of opening up these areas and why that's important for these clients that you work with when they're off the court, or off the court, off the field.
I think a client knowing their brand is the most important thing, man. I think a lot of athletes. I'm gonna take athletes out of it. I'm gonna say anybody.
Or yeah.
No, I'm saying anybody in entertainment. If you entertain people for a living, whether it's in sports, whether it's in music, whether it's in acting, if you're in entertainment and you don't know your brand, that's a red flag.
That's an area for people like yourself.
Not even that.
No?
It's personal though. You got to know what interviews to do. You got to know what clothing brands to rock with. You got to know what events to go to.
But I'm saying some people might not know.
No, that's cool for me to capitalize.
Okay.
But I need you to understand that.
Exactly.
Because you're going to think I'm not doing my job if you don't know who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know your brand. Yep. And then you looking at me like, why you got me doing this? Bro, because this how people view you.
Exactly.
So I need you to go do this.
Exactly.
If you go, I'm going to give you an example. You listen to Giveon. I'm a big fan of Giveon. Giveon brand is very, very, very detailed. Like he has a very distinct brand. He's very classy. He's very subtle. He speaks well-mannered. You know what I'm saying? He's always well-mannered. He's always like just very intellectually in tune with what he's saying and the lyrics and his content and his videos and the production. He's very detailed, right? Now imagine you seeing Giveon at fucking
just something that doesn't align with what
some nut shit, bro. Just like you're just like, yo, what are you like? That's like seeing him perform at Summer Jam.
Most definitely. That's what I'm saying. Giveon gives luxury.
Yeah.
You know, and Summer Jam is a little bit more chaotic, you know.
It's for that crowd.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying
not
there's nothing
chaotic.
wrong.
I don't want to say chaotic.
It's just not one of those things that's well put together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a well-oiled machine.
Exactly.
It's just a vessel. You know what I'm saying? Just a platform. But you see what he does, and you're like, okay, I can see he got great management. I see he got a great team. You can always tell who got a great team by how they are. You can tell how they button up. You know what I'm saying? When they talking and they understand talking points and they understand cues and they understand eye contact and discipline and learning when not to say certain stuff and they don't touch certain topic and they know how to divert and you know what I'm saying? They just understand their brand, bro. And when you don't understand your brand, you lose out on a lot of money and you lose out on a lot of audience because you don't understand yourself. And that's where I'm like, that's why I come in. I help you do that. And then from that, I pick and choose. I'm like, okay, we're going to do a non-for-profit based off this because you like this. You like helping kids read books? Okay, we're going to help kids. We're going to start a non-for-profit for kids that's illiterate. Oh, you like to give back to the homeless? Okay, we're going to do this on every Thanksgiving. I just understand that from a marketing perspective because this is what people need to see. And I'm not saying that's not the type of person you are behind closed doors, but if you want to be who you think you are on the platform you think you are, I'm going to help flourish that. I'm going to exploit it to the highest point of exploitment, if that's a word. Is that a word? Is that a word?
we gonna let it rock.
Yeah, we make it a word. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kurt Dictionary. You know what I'm saying?
But no, man, like you are a very sharp mind. I feel like anybody that just that has that tunnel vision behind what you talking about right now. I most definitely want to work with you, or I most definitely want to hire you because that's the type of energy I need with me every single day. Yeah. And that's what anybody in entertainment, a artist, athlete, like that's the type of team you want around you to keep your brand at the highest level.
And I'm hard on my clients too, or was hard on them when I was, you know what I'm saying, I was fully immersed into it.
Yep.
I was hard on them, bro. I told them straight up and down, like, yo, this is not a good look. I don't think that'd be a good brand for her. Why are you doing this? Why are you posting this? Why are you saying this? Like, you look stupid. Take that outfit off. Like, I don't care about you having $1 million. I don't care, bro. I'm in the process of becoming a millionaire myself. You think I give a fuck about you having $1 million? Like somebody can't tell you something?
Right.
Nah, I ain't degrading you. I ain't talking crazy to you, calling you out your name. But you look stupid. Take that off, bro.
Yep.
And if my homies tell me that, plenty of my homies tell me, like, I'm wearing a fur coat in an interview.
Yep.
Niggas probably think I'm nuts. I don't care, bro. I'm the flyest. I'm the flyest man walking around.
And I think is what I was gonna touch on, bro, is levels to constructive criticism on how people receive it. And what I was gonna go back to,
it depends on who it comes from.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It depends on who it comes from. But I was gonna go back to is, being a student athlete, everybody in basketball or football, like we've had coaches that I'm on your ass.
Yeah, facts.
So when you get a person like that at a young age, it's almost like, man, why coach on my ass like this?
Yeah.
But then when you get to college, it's like, I'm glad he was on my ass.
Facts.
So to a degree, yeah, some people with money, they might be like, man, I got all this money, I ain't trying to hear this.
Yeah.
But I think if you really locked into your craft and you really like,
you're gonna take a step back. You're gonna be like, okay.
Right.
And I also think too, we got to get out of us as a culture, as a society. What's the first thing people bring up when like people like throwing insult? Oh, you shut your broke ass up. I'm richer than you. That's the first insult everybody wants to throw at you, bro.
Yep.
Bro, I don't care, bro. I don't care about none of that money stuff, bro. I seen so many dudes with so much money be the lamest man in the world or lamest female in the room because they don't know how to conduct themselves, bro. Or they don't know how to move. They don't know how to talk. I didn't talk myself into stuff I probably shouldn't even be in.
Yep.
But I know how to talk and I know how to move, bro. And that's simple as that. You having money is actually, it makes you more of a target to look stupid because you got money. The first thing, like, bro, you got all that money. Why are you doing that? That's the first thing they're gonna say. You got millions of dollars. What the hell is you doing? You look crazy, bro. Hire a PR team or something for that. You out here, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's levels to it.
Bad.
Yeah,
Most definitely, man. And I think where I'm going to now, man, with just us having that conversation, I want to bring up just Curtis's all-in moment. So, and with you just being such a sharp mind, and I'm enjoying this conversation so much, man, I know the obstacles that you've probably ran into, what we kind of talked a little bit about already, is just kind of people looking at you kind of crazy. Like, man, like your ideas, I don't know if I'm like run with your idea. I don't know if it's a smart idea. Just kind of walk me through, like, what was your all-in moment? And kind of go for it from there. If some of the things that I got down that we talked about a little bit is just getting people to be bought in, one, to your idea, two, monetizing those ideas and leveraging that, and then three, amplifying and then elevating collaborations.
Okay.
So
you said a mouthful right there.
I did, but now I can walk you through it again. But what we on is just your all-in moment.
So my all-in moment for me, bro, are you talking about like starting where I'm at now or just in general?
I would say in general. I would say as we transition from creative culture, and then as we kind of go into, about to get into Collins, but like, what was your all-in moment in that intersection phase, I guess?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, bro, traveling and moving around, being outside helped me make more money than being inside ever did. And I know a lot of people be like, that don't make sense.
I think it makes sense, but you got to explain to the audience
the
expansion of
So I'm gonna dive deep in here when I say this. When I say being outside made me more money than being inside, the first thing people want to say is, oh, you need to sit down, you need to save money, you need to do this. Bro, when I was spending my money, I doubled down on it. Like when I was doing this stuff, like I was doubling down on what I was doing. Like, all right, I'll go to Miami for Art Basel. I probably don't got no business being in Miami Art Basel because I probably ain't got the money to really go out there and spend it. Like I got money, I got a few bands, you know what I'm saying? I can move around, but I really don't got to. But I seen opportunities when I was out there, and I went in there and doubled down. I seen a artist, or I seen an athlete, or I seen you know what I'm saying, somebody I wanted to connect with. Man,
that turn you up.
Fuck it. Hey, buy that whole table, buy them all shots. People like, why are you doing that? It looks stupid to some people. Like you trying to flex. No, I'm getting their attention by indulging in something you're already indulging in. I can see if they wasn't over there drinking, they was just eating and stuff, then I wouldn't do that. But I already seen y'all over there taking shots, you're having a good time. Yo, send them something over there. The first thing they gonna do, they be like, who these shots from? They ask the waitress, yo, who these shots from? And then she look up and she like, him. He get up, I get up. What's up, bro? I'm Curtis Collins, bro. I just seen y'all having a good time, want to show some love. Oh, that's respect, bro. What you do? Boom. Right there.
That's the end right there.
That's the end right there. Because immediately he see me what I'm doing. He see what I'm got going on. But he didn't know I was watching him. But I knew that's the dude I want to connect with. So here, bro, I'm going to send you a shot. Or I'm going to send you and your lady a shot. Or I'm going to send your whole table one. And then now we connecting, we rapping. He can get on my page or bro, you know, X, Y, oh, bet, tap in, bro. Call me tomorrow. We going to link up, go to dinner. That's literally how I did a lot of my moving around and connecting and getting into these spaces. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. I'm going to double down on this. I really want to get into the champagne space.
Most definitely.
So I'm going to spend the money I got to spend to connect with the people I need to connect with.
Most definitely. I love that, bro. And what I want, before we get into Collins, bro, I want you to talk a little bit about, you know, just the importance behind getting people to see your vision. And I think it's more so highlighting when people don't see your vision. So that was like the first part, like people not seeing your vision, and then going into monetizing those ideas. And then just utilize and leverage within collaborations that you make.
So you want to on people seeing my vision to not seeing it?
To not. So yep.
Okay.
Or reverse.
I'm gonna go from not seeing to seeing it. For me, a lot of people didn't see my vision at first. Just even with what I was doing with creative culture, I was like, "What the hell is this? What are you doing?" Like, but for me, like literally, it's in the name that I named the company. It's called Creative Culture. I'm literally creating the culture. I'm literally the standard, bro. I am the poster boy for what I'm doing right now. The only black-owned champagne, bro. I'm saying it on camera. The only black-owned champagne. Built from the ground up. I didn't invest into no company. I didn't buy into shares. I started this from the ground up, bro. So I knew if I did that once before, I can do it again. So that's how I got to this point. I built creative culture up from the ground up. Went to different cities, sold out events. I funded all this myself out of my own pocket. I knew everybody wasn't gonna see my family didn't see what I was doing at first. Like, what the hell? You just traveling and partying? Nah, it's all a go. I'm networking my ass off to get to where I gotta go. And now, every event, bro, I've never had an event that I haven't sold out till this year. Every event I've ever had, bro, since last year, 2025, was sold out every event. And then we talking about for the champagne. We ain't talking about throwing a party. We talking about champagne events across the United States of America. 3,000 miles. From New York to LA is 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles I done sold out every city and every event I've thrown this year from my company.
I'm
bro.
giving you your accolade on that, bro. Your props on that, bro. Just that's big ups to you as a black man and just doing the shit you doing, bro. Like I said, you being on this platform and talking this talk is big, but I think me just like physically and visually seeing you talk about this shit and just actually being about it behind it, that's like that just I honor that.
Appreciate that, bro.
I
really
most
appreciate
definitely
that.
honor
I'm all money in, bro. Like Nip said, RP Nip, man. I'm all money in.
So yeah, man, let's get into Collins, man. I think the first thing, with Collins Ave that I want you to probably talk a little bit about is just the brand name. So Curtis Collins, but I know it's a story behind where it came from. So I want you to we talking Collins now, but let us know about the brand name and kind of where that creation kind of came from.
So Collins Ave, man, stemmed from. I'm gonna be honest. It was a revenge plot at first. Because I kept getting told no from so many companies, and we talking about alcohol companies to be specific.
Yep.
I kept getting told no, they wouldn't sponsor my events. They wouldn't give me money to do this. They didn't think this was a good idea. Kept getting told no. And I kept getting told no from people that didn't look like me, and some of the people did look like me too. And that's another story for another day. But it was like, man, bro, you just ain't trying to help me out. Like, what's going on? What am I really doing that's bothering, that's not making sense for you? So I said, you know what? Okay, watch this. I plotted in 2023, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to just go do my own shit, bro. I have no idea how this works. Mind you, I have no idea how this works. But I knew I had the relationships, I had the connections, and I had the network to go make this happen.
It's that part.
So,
It's that part.
Man, one thing led to another. I came up with the idea. I was in Miami for my homeboy Josh bachelor party. Shout out to my boy Josh. And I'm out there. We spending mad bread on alcohol and partying and kicking it and da-da-da-da. I'm like, man, this shit ain't making sense. I'm not seeing a return on my investment. Like, I'm having fun, but it's like I'm looking at my account go crazy every day. Miami.
Oh, most definitely.
You can't come outside less than $500. Like you ain't having fun for less than $500 out there, unless you know somebody, or or you plugged in. And I was just like, yo, this ain't making sense, dog. Yep. So I did my research, man. Got connected to a few people, and man, one thing led to another. Man, I found myself in Champagne, France, bro, and visiting a vineyard where they make my champagne at, man. So we in Champagne, France. We located in Champagne, France. So it's actual champagne, Blanc Couteaus to be exact, man. So it started off from there, man, and now we here.
Most definitely, bro.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanna make sure that I'm like painting the big picture around, like. A lot of people out there, a lot of people can be a creative mind and have that go get it attitude and just start things from the ground up. But a lot of these things that you guys see on this platform, especially with multiple episodes, we hovering over relationships and networking and understanding the importance behind that, because you solely cannot do everything by yourself.
Fuck.
But you got to know how to move the room. You got to know how to connect with people to collaborate and to amplify your brand and neighbor. It's a number of different things. So I hope everybody just kind of taking in like some of these gems that's being dropped and understanding the true underlining point, you know, with all of these episodes, because what's going on right now is it's true gems going on right now, man. And
yes, sir. I appreciate it, bro.
most definitely. And so that's dope, bro. So as we talk a little bit about the champagne, I wanted you to talk about the piece that you talked about was identifying coming across wanting to go with champagne. It was the human commonality of it.
Yeah,
and I wanted you to tell that story that you gave. Because we already rap, but I want you to tell it on the platform. How you stepped into we gonna go with champagne because of
where you from?
Detroit.
All right, can't remember where you from. Minnesota. Where you from, brother? Minnesota. I'm from Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's one drink in common that if we celebrating, we gonna drink? If we celebrating something, all right. And then this is not queued up.
It wasn't queued up.
This one queued up.
Yep.
That is the one drink in common, bro. No matter what part of the world you're in, it's a universal drink. I'm fluent in champagne, bro. And when I say that, I'm fluent in champagne because I can go anywhere in the world. If I pop that bottle, people know what time it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So whether you white, whether you black, whether you Hispanic, whether you Asian, whether you black, whatever culture you come from, racial background, anything like that, bro. Champagne is the one drink that people are willing to drink, even if they don't drink or they're celebrating, they're willing to drink that.
That's dope.
That's the one drink.
Yep.
So once I understood that I can bring different cultures together, because that's what it's about for me. It's about unity, bro. We get so divisive. We get like, man, this for this and this group, this for this for the rich people, this for the poor people. I made an affordable champagne that everybody and their mother can drink and celebrate with, bro. And you're not breaking an arm and a leg to drink it. But you having a great time because we know if we popping champagne, we having a good time.
Yep.
That's why my company slogan is every sip is a celebration.
Every sip is okay.
Yeah.
Bro, that I think I'm just smiling ear to ear because it's the creative like juice that just that's just coming from you, bro. Like that. Yeah. When you told me that at first, I'm like, bro, that shit is so dope because it's like it's truly marketing, but it's truly like you kind of got to be sitting back and just really like I can't even explain it. Like, I can't even explain. You really got to be sitting back and be, like when you in that groove of making this idea, like it's like you really got to just.
You got to watch. You got to watch the world, bro. That's what people don't do. We don't watch the world enough. We watch what's only going on in our circle. That's why I travel.
Yes.
I get so many ideas and creativeness from traveling, bro. The reason why I got the ideas because I was traveling.
That
I was
the
in
outside
Miami.
part we talked about.
Yeah, I was outside. I was moving around. So you got to go see the world, bro.
Most definitely.
You gotta go see the world.
Bro. So so where I want you to go with it now is just the process behind this stuff, bro. So I think as the audience, as we learning about Collins Ave and the champagne and stuff, like kind of walk us through just the production process, like some of the things that you have to go through to kind of get this up and launched, you know?
So first you got to go through the legal side. Now, the champagne world is ran by 9 families. So if you know them families, you know the families. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about I ain't talking about by brand name. We talking about actual families that run it. It's only like 9 families that run it. And so once you get into that field, bro, when you get into that space, you got to go through it's called the Champagne Committee. You literally have to go through them, and they had to approve your brand to be considered a part of the champagne family. And I had to go through. It was a whole year process. It was a year process that I went through. And I sat down, man. I went through all the paperwork, legal work. You know what I'm saying? You got to get registered over there before you even get registered in the States. Because if you say you get registered in the States and then you try to go over there, I'm like, how you just going to call yourself Champagne and you're not even registered with us? You didn't go through the approval process. So you got to get started over there. And that's going to cost you bread to start over there because you got to deal with their lawyers. You got to deal with their people. And they all speak French and they all connect. So it's a whole ballgame. I was having to sit there going Duolingo and and translate and do all types of stuff, man. So with that being said, man, it's a whole process. It took me a year to go through the whole legal battle. And I had to come over here, get the trademarks. I had to get the LLC, of course. I had to, and I didn't even register my business in Indiana because, I registered in Delaware for tax purposes. So that's a whole nother ballgame. Just understanding the tax purposes and tax breaks and stuff. So I registered in Delaware. And then I'm building the headquarters in Indiana. But to start that whole process, man, it was just a whole legal battle. And then you get into the sampling. So you're trying like 12 and 13 different variations of champagne because you got your brut, you got your extra dry, you got your rosés, you got all these different type of palettes that you can have for your champagne. But I was like, what is the most palette that speaks to my core network? And it was all high-end people, athletes, artists, business owners, stuff like that. But I still wanted something that was dedicated to women. And my whole staff are women. So I was like, okay, if I got an all-women staff, what would they like to drink at corporate events? And I was like, okay, let me have a drink for them. And so incorporating all these things and these thoughts, man, it was like just building up into like making the best product. So it took me 2 years from 2023 to 2025 to launch the brand. But I built it up the entire time, man, just testing out, testing the waters the whole time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. I love that. And I think one of the last things I'm gonna ask you about is once you kind of got it to that point in 2025, because it launched when? Was it October, you said it?
No, it launched July 2025 last year.
Okay, and congrats to you on that,
Appreciate
bro.
that.
And once you got it to that launch point, now we talking about, okay, like, where can we find it at?
Yeah.
Like, so I know you talked a little bit about champagne tours and kind of how you got going with that. Kind of walk us through just that process. That's what we going through right now. Just your process.
You good. I love it. So the champagne tour, I'm gonna give you another gem. Instead of me trying to go out and compete with other people's already fan base or crowds or clientele that they constantly have every week, I was like, how do I capitalize on getting my brand out there in the most seamless but entertaining way? I was like, I'm gonna just go to the weekends that they're already having stuff. So my launch event was during WNBA All-Star Weekend in my hometown. I was like, that's a no-brainer. It's already gonna be an influx of people in the city. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go like pull tooth and nail to have people to come out. They're already gonna be in the city and they want something to do. And they hear it's a champagne party? You think they're not gonna pull up? So I did it All-Star Weekend. My first initial, July 17th, bro, I had my launch event. We sold out, by the way. I had an after party after that. Caitlin Clark and Mario end up showing up at my after party, and Mario performs at it. I get up in the morning, my brand is on TMZ. Well, my event is on TMZ. There was like, Caitlin Clark was at a champagne release party, da-da-da-da. I'm all over TMZ. My first day of launching, bro. I can't make this up. Guys, I'm the truth. I'm like, damn. Okay, that was smart. And then the next week, I go to a couple weeks later, I go to Chicago. They had like a big event that weekend. I think it was from what's it called? Lollapalooza. Yeah. So I did my launch around that weekend. Boom, had that joint. It went up, sold out. They sold out a product, went up. Then I go to New York. I did it around New York Fashion Week. Everybody was already in town. They was like, oh, we're gonna pull up. Sold out that joint. Go to LA. Did the same thing for LA Fashion Week. Sold that out. So I just kept picking weeks that everybody was already gonna be in town. That way I didn't sit there. It wasn't me like dragging, because if person like, yo, we going to my man's champagne party. Oh shit, we already in town. Come on, we're gonna go with you. And even if they was there for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, I still had the analytics, and I was getting analytics the whole time. I didn't care about the tour itself. I wanted contacts, I wanted emails, I wanted phone numbers, because I can go back and resell my product to you once you left this event. You like this brand? Hey, here's an email. Here's a 10% off coupon. Go buy you a bottle. I was doing it for analytics, bro. I don't care nothing about this tour. I want the analytics and the data. So when I go back and I see these people that want to invest in my company, want to do something, I'm like, look, I got 5,000 people that like my brand. I sold over 600 bottles in 90 days. That's an actual fact. Moved 600 bottles in 90 days. I can go back and show you these analytics. So when you got these big investors, these big companies, they want to see numbers. They want to see data. I got all the data for you. Here you go. Yes, sir.
No, I love that. I love that, bro.
Yeah.
You give it game. I'm over here like, man, like tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more. But
Man, I'm gonna give it out, bro.
I love that, man. And I think, with everything that we talked about, man, I think again, bro, this whole conversation was just gems, and I appreciate you coming on the platform. I do want to have you talk a little bit about what's
Oh,
on
yeah,
the table,
yeah.
man. Like
So
what's
we-
going on? Like what's some of the things that's either going on in the horizon?
Oh, yeah.
For Collins Ave, bro.
Man, so right here we got our champagne room, our fragrance. It's a unisex fragrance from Dubai. It's a perfume, so it's it has the notes. So the notes that's in this fragrance right here is from my Brut bottle. So the elements of my Brut bottles, like the notes, like the cherry stones and like the walnuts and all of that, those notes from my champagne are implemented into this bottle fragrance.
Okay.
So when you smell it, you know what I'm saying, you got to check it out. And this ain't scripted either, bro. I don't like doing nothing scripted. Be honest.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Where there it
Yeah.
No, that smell good, bro.
Yeah.
That most definitely smell good.
Yeah.
Now one thing I was gonna ask you, I don't know if I came across anything unisex before. A lot of lines that I see is for men.
No, I did unisex because I have a brand that's universal. Men and women like my champagne.
No, this dope, bro.
So I partnered up with my man Raj.
And this is what the Brut smell like.
Yeah, that's what our Brut smell like.
Yep.
It ain't spot on because it's a fragrance, of course. But I partnered up with my man Raj at Essence of a Salem. I think I'm saying that right. I could be messing that up. But I partnered with him because he already had his own vibe going on. He already had his own brand, and he was doing dope stuff.
Yep.
And I actually met him in New York.
Okay.
And we met at Brooklyn Chop House, man. That's where, they carry Collins Ave at in New York City. And he was like, yo, bro, I love what you're doing. You ever thought about, like, dropping a fragrance? I was like, you ever partner with a champagne company? And he was like, no. I was like, well, let's take the notes from my bottles and put them into a fragrance. And so I have a champagne room, and then I have a floral rosé. So we got 2 scents out that drop next week on Valentine's Day.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro. So it's going crazy. They've been the pre-orders is crazy. They've been selling out, bro. So it's super dope. So I'm glad you got to smell it, man.
Oh, most definitely.
You
We
know
gotta
what I'm
push
saying?
that out, especially
before when it drop.
No, we gonna push that.
And then we got our champagne flutes right here. The Collins Ave flutes, you know what I'm saying, that we use at events, that we use at experiences, bridal showers, weddings, all of that good jazz. You and your lady get married, or you have a special moment, or you just want to celebrate in general. When you buy a bottle of Collins Ave, you can order them too. So they on our website as well.
Most definitely, bro.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely, man. This conversation was more than what I could expect, bro.
I
This
appreciate
was
it, bro.
dope, man. I appreciate you coming on the platform and just showing love to perfect and progression, bro.
that's all love.
I think that kind of, like I said, it kind of stemmed from Craig James, my man's, and
Shout out to
then
my
him,
man.
working alongside you. I'm like, man, this seemed like
Shout
a
out to
dope
Craig too. Before we get off here, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Craig. So I want that to be known.
Most definitely.
Craig
Most
had a big hand in this. He's just a little more reserved than I am. So I'll be, I'll be having to just be on Front Street before a lot of it. Because he's busy doing his own thing too.
Most definitely.
But shout out to Craig, man. If it weren't for Craig, man, the other co-owner of Collins Ave, man.
Most definitely.
If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here. So
Most
shout out to my
definitely.
dog.
Shout out Craig, man. And like I said, man, we talked a lot about relationships, and Craig, that's my guy who I went to school with at University of Minnesota. And that connection, kind of came through this connection right now that we, with Curtis being on the platform, that came through Craig. Had to go drop something off at Craig's spot. I seen Curtis over there, and he told me he was leaving probably the next week, and I'm like, nah, like I gotta nurture this relationship within the time that I got. So that's just, if you really, really passionate about your dream or whatever you guys got going on, man, take it serious.
You gonna figure it out. You gonna figure it out
and take it serious, man. So, bro, this shit was big.
Man,
this shit was big for you to come on and bring your fragrance, talk a little bit about the champagne line and everything, and all of the things that's going on, bro. So I look forward. This is gonna be a powerful one, a powerful episode, man. Any shout outs you want to give before I close out?
Honestly, man, first and foremost, shout out to God. Shout out to my boy Raj, man, partnering with me on this. Man, and shout out to my whole team. Shout out to my team. I can't not include them. Lily, Bev, Safan. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Nia too. You know what I'm saying? That's my homegirl still. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my all women team, man, bro, get you some women that work for your company, bro. And I don't look at them as like they work for me, we work together. And that's my motto with my team. Like, we work together. And so I love them to death. If it wasn't for them, they gave me notes to talk about. They queued up the notes, the stuff you sent over. They had bullet points ready. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
The social media is always on point. My website is on point, man. My team, man. Shout out to them, man. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
And that's what I wanted to tell you too. Socials. Where can the people find?
Oh yeah. Me personally, it's _ Curtis Collins. And then of course the brand Collins Ave Champagne. You can follow at Collins Ave. On all platforms. You can just type in collinsave.com. It's gonna pull you straight to the website. Go copy your bottle. We doing pre-orders because we keep selling out. But our new shipment will be in the next couple weeks. So you know what I'm saying. If you pre-order, you'll get your bottle soon. But yeah, man, we going up. We got an international tour coming up. So I do want to announce that we got an international tour. We hitting 5 cities, 5 countries, in Canada and Europe. So we're gonna be over there, man, starting in May, and yeah, we're gonna go up after that, man. We got a lot of big stuff planned out for the rest of the year.
Most definitely, man. So, man, big ups to the great Curtis Collins, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, brother.
You know, like I said, bro, the energy is felt. You know, this motivation that you giving me and to the audience, and you know, I think they're gonna feel it too, man. So
I appreciate you.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to your team. Shout out again, man, to One Gold Media for capturing this type of content, capturing this episode.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to X Hydration, and shout out to Nate Graham, Glue Athletics. This is a new little design that he put together for Perfecting Progression. Definitely a dope little piece, and definitely want to show it off and come on. As you can kind of see, we kind of came on here styling and profiling, popping our stuff.
I got a little drip on today. You know what I'm saying?
This is the first guest to come on here with a full fur.
Yeah.
As y'all know, I'm from Detroit, so we love this type of drip.
Yeah. Shout out to my girl. Shout out to my girl Chelsea, man. She helped me get this together over at Purple. Okay. So shout out to Chelsea and Purple, man. They did their thing with this coat.
Most definitely.
Appreciate y'all.
Well,
thank y'all.
Hopefully, you know, everybody is enjoying the platform. Make sure y'all subscribe, man, to the YouTube channel. Check out the platform on YouTube and TikTok, and yeah, man, this will be a powerful one, man. Thank you again, Curtis Collins, and we signing
Appreciate it, brother. Thank y'all.
Trying to seal a deal just like last week. Trying to run plays and run it up like the mathletes. It's in my DNA to have hope and make a way. Good energy will hit that MJ fade away. Miss me with the hate and now, bruh, not today. Stay